first of all, you had the woman on your damn show, I think a couple times, right? Yes. The most substantive question you asked her was that anything she would have done differently. She couldn't answer that. She said, not a thing comes to mind. Nope. Yeah. I mean, so where was she prepared? She was not ready, Sonny. I know you're in mourning, and I know we're supposed to be gracious and understand, but I'm not ready to be gracious, okay? Because you are.
I don't know. I'm profoundly disturbed. I think if you look at the New York Times this morning, the headline was America makes a perilous choice. I think that in 2016, we didn't know what we would get from a Trump administration. But we know now. And we know now that he will have almost unfettered power. And so I worry, not about myself, actually. I don't worry about my station in life. I worry about the working class. I worry about my mother, a retired teacher. I worry about our elderly and their Social Security and their Medicare. I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have. And I remember my father telling me many, many years ago that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights. And now I have less civil rights than I had when he told me that. So again, I'm profoundly disturbed that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution did not prevent someone who participated in an insurrection from becoming president of the United States. I think that going forward, the convicted felon box on employment applications better be taken off, because if you can be the president of the United States, then you should not be prevented from employment in this country, because I remember applying for my jobs as a federal prosecutor, and there was a box for convicted felons. Well, and so that box better be taken off. And I think our healthcare system is now at risk. I think
no fluoride for anyone.
Yeah, economists have made clear that he's going to increase the debt by $7.75 trillion. I'm worried about mass deportation and internment camps, and I'm also worried about Elon Musk warning Americans to prepare for temporary hardship. I'm surprised at the result, but I'm not surprised. As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country.
Well, I think it...
Wow. You know what? So
all those lies.
Well, it's their point of view, and the whole thing with this particular host, her drilling down on the cultural aspects of Kamala's love life with her husband, you know, none of that had anything to do with it. No one made a political point about who she's married to outside of his behavior, the race of who they are, you know, his faith as being a Jew or not being practicing or whatever, had nothing to do with anything. No one likes her. Hell, you don't even really like her. Let's just keep it 100. She would have easily said the same things about Joe Biden if he were the candidate. We have got to get past this part of our national debate where you're looking for any little thing to nitpick. We have serious problems that we need to deal with. And we can't have a conversation with you if all you do is have this hyperbolic, you know, mentality about every single thing. This woman has lost her ever-loving mind. Oh, yeah. She has lost it.
Did you notice that all of them had on black? They're in mourning, right? I thought Joy came in the morning. Then you look at her hair. Her hair's darker because a lot of times her hair is lighter, right? So they are literally in mourning. And she said she's deeply disappointed. First of all, you had the woman on your damn show, I think a couple times, right? Yes. You asked her the most substantive question you asked her was that anything she would have done differently. She couldn't answer that. She said, not a thing comes to mind. Nope. Yeah. I mean, so where was she prepared? She was not ready, Sonny. I know you're in mourning, and I know we're supposed to be gracious and understand, but I'm not ready to be gracious, okay? Because you all are loony, okay? You are loony. You all created this problem. You still have not taken responsibility. You're not going to. I'm not expecting them to, Nicole. They're not going to. They're going to find some way to blame other people, blame us. All of these, again, all this fear stuff she's talking about, about they're going to whatever, the hardships and all this stuff. They really believe this stuff. That's why they are losing. They do not know the rest of America. They protect themselves in their own little worlds, and they feed off of each other. They don't go outside their gates, so to speak, to mess with or mingle with real Americans who get up every day, go to work, have to, think about their children, pack their lunches. Maybe they don't. They have to scrape together from paycheck to paycheck sometimes. They don't know what real Americans actually do, how they live. They don't know. They actually think of us like this. You know why they think of us like that? Because they told us. They call us deplorable. They told us we were garbage. They told us this is what they think of us. Yeah. They think we are stupid. Herman Cain, rest in peace, told us that. They think we're stupid. Yep. They think we are lower than they are, that we don't deserve to be in the same world with them. Well, guess what, Sonny? I told you a couple weeks ago, all of you people who are confused about your heritage, your race, your ethnicity, take your asses back to wherever you want to go. You are free to leave. Go. You are free. Go. Sonny, you have plenty of money. You won't miss a thing. Go. Pack up some people if you want. All of your interracial people or whoever you are, and go. You are free to go. F you.
Yeah, I want to dig into some of the things she said, because it was stunning what she said. So worrying about the working class. So we saw today, just today, after Trump won, the Dow went up, what,
1,500.
1,500
It was 800 when we left here this morning. Literally this morning. When we left here this morning, I got in the car. It was 800, had gone up 800 points at that time.
Yeah, and now it was up 1,500 points. So what is she talking about? Talking about the working class. We have been under heavy stress from this Biden-Harris inflation and this economy. I know more people now within the last several years that had to take out 2 and 3 jobs than any other period. That is what the working class has had to endure under this Biden-Harris administration. Then she said her daughter has less rights than she does. I don't know what she's talking about there.
First of all, you should know, Miss Prosecutor with a JD, it's not she has lesser rights, she has fewer. So let's get your English
She doesn't
correct.
even have fewer rights.
I'm saying that she should be the English there first. But what rights? Only just to suck her child down and sing? That's what is she talking about? She doesn't even have that. That's not even lost. She can pay for that and go wherever. Sonny can probably pay for a professional, high class one for her daughter. Her daughter is a millionaire just by virtue of her parents, okay? A multi-millionaire. She hasn't lost anything.
Listen, she lives in New York. New York has, I think abortion up through and inclusive of 9 months,
like
right?
Maryland does.
Like Maryland now has. The thing that was so disingenuous for me with her, that tirade about abortion being a civil right. Abortion is not a civil right. It's never been a civil right. It's not about to be a civil right. And no matter how many times you say it, does not make it true.
Right.
This is the thing. They think if they lie enough over and over again, that eventually
they actually believed it.
But what happened to me last night? This morning, it was about 2:45, and we were finally leaving headquarters in DC, and we got an Uber. So the Uber driver was a Pakistani guy, so we get into the car. I'm with another friend of mine, a girl, and we're sitting there, and she's just talking to me about the election. She's really excited. This is her first presidential win, so she's kind of all over the place. I'm pretty excited myself, right? So he's crying.
Oh,
real tears. So he's like dabbing at his eye, pulling his eyeglass. The driver. And I'm like, why does he not have his hand on the wheel, sir? I'm going to need you to focus in, right? So he turns around and he says, we're at the red light. Did Kamala win? I said, no. I said, no, Donald Trump is the new president-elect. And he started to weep.
Wow.
Weep real tears. And I'm thinking, oh, man, this is a poignant moment. And he goes, but we're all going to get deported.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? So he's trying to explain to me that while he has his green card and he's working and he's studying, there are people in his friends group who don't have a green card.
Well, they better get one, because I want to go home.
They overstayed their visas and all that. I mean, like, he's telling me all the sob stories, and they're from Pakistan.
I don't have no tears for that part.
Yada, yada, yada.
I'm sick of it, Nicole. I'm sorry. I mean, I appreciate him being here in the green card. And they got green cards, you're here legally, fine. But I've said before, if you are not here legally, legally, I want you to go. I do. I want them to be shipped out. So I have no sympathy for his friends and family. Ship their asses out. F them too. This is America. Get your green card. Come here legally. We're sick of it. Sick of it. Over it a couple of years ago or more. Get out.
Yeah, I mean, what's happened is this is an actual creation of the Democrat Party.
Yep.
So honestly, nobody wanted this. Nobody wanted this. But the Democrats have failed to secure our border.
Absolutely.
They have failed to enforce the rule of law. And so now we have people who came here illegally, established lives here, and they're going to have to be shipped back. And, you know, I'm sorry about, but it has to happen.
Well, I'm not sorry. I'm with Shelley. Let me tell you, I understand the immigration process better than most people because of what I do for a living. The problem that I have with him is I said, well, how long have they been here? Well, you know, he's his second wife and he's been here at least 10 years. So you mean to tell me in 10 years he could not get his green card? That tells me that his intent was to stay illegally in this nation.
No,
he intentionally broke the law.
Our government was not even actively seeking out these people to make them accountable.
Yes.
So it's like a two-way street. So again, and if I were not an American, you know, I'm a Native American, I was born here. If I were not born here in America, United States, I would want to come here too.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I don't fault people for trying to come here for the whatever, the benefits, not the benefits, welfare, the opportunity to come here. For their dreams, aspirations, and ambitions, right? I don't fault them for that. What I do fault them for, and certainly our government, is not enforcing our borders. You should be stopped at the border. You don't have a green card, you're not here legally, then you cannot come here. And you certainly cannot stay to get all these judges to stamp you, whatever, catch and release foolishness, putting the rest of us at risk. Not only at risk physically, but there's a financial cost to it. I'm tired of paying for other people's stuff. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of paying for other people's illegitimate children, even if they're Americans. But I can kind of sleep with that because they are Americans, right? I'm tired of paying for people's illegal children. I'm tired of it. F you. Get home. Get the boats. Get the planes. Hook them up. Round them up, and send them back to wherever they came from. I have zero shame or zero guilt about that.
So, according to the ladies on The View, Kamala Harris ran a flawless campaign.
I mean, aside from buck naked dancing on the top of the table, I don't know what else she could have done.
I don't think she could have done more. I think she left it all out on the field. I think she raised $1 billion in 3 months. I think that she ran a flawless campaign, and I maintain that. I think now it's the time for us to work.
We're at a place right now where the economy was stagnant, if we're just using their words, not ours. They only made 12,000 jobs in a month across the nation. That tells me that we're in recession. You know, it's going to be tough. And Elon Musk was right. There are going to be some hard times. But if we have a goal, and that goal is a part of a greater plan, we need as many Americans as possible to jump in and do your part. Jump in and do your part. Now, Sonny's never going to be one of them. Whoopi's never going to participate. It's okay. Our success will bring them to the fold. It'll bring them to the fold.
I got one proof that Sunny is delusional about her claim that she ran a flawless campaign. You know what the one proof is? The one proof, she didn't win. It's that easy.
The 292 electoral votes.
Trump won, and so did his whole team, you know, whatever. Trump won. That's the proof. That's just delusional. If she had won Sunny and her campaign was so flawless, you wouldn't be on there today with all black on and mourning, you know, with your eyes looking like you've been crying on. You would not be there. So you just delusional. F you.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And before, I want to go into some of the numbers behind how she did not run a flawless campaign. I got to tell you guys, we do have merch.
Yes.
So if you want to support us,
right.
we have hats, we have, what do you call it?
T-shirts, mugs, right?
Sweatshirts, hoodies. Check out our merch. You go to poppinpoliticslive.com, and then you click on the shop button, and you can get all the stuff that we carry there for our merch, and it does support us in a great way. Thank you so much for that.
Do you want to hear a startling fact about why you should buy your merch now? There are 7 Fridays before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
That scares me.
And guess what? There's less than 24 hours, Trump became president.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely load up on that stuff.
Buy your stuff
We're
now.
closer to him being elected than we are to Christmas.
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
absolutely. I want to talk about why she didn't run a flawless campaign. So we saw, first of all, when Biden, let's even go back before she entered the race. Let's talk about how we all, as conservatives, were calling out the craziness we saw in Biden, his degeneracy, his senility. We were calling these things out for months, probably a year or so out. And the left told us we were crazy. They said we were lying. Corinne Jean-Pierre said these were cheap fakes, as she put it. And one of the loudest voices of opposition to that was Kamala Harris. She told us that Biden was one of the smartest people that she knew. She watched him with the generals. He was on point. He was sharp as a tack. And then he had the debate, and we saw the truth that he was not. So, of course, they push him out because they said, well, he's not going to win. And they bring in Harris. She waited over 30 days before she even spoke to the media, before she did an interview, before she did press conferences. She did nothing. That is not running a flawless campaign. Then what did she do? She gave her ass to kiss to the Catholics, to the people of faith, to workers, all the people. And she lost a big chunk of the Catholic vote.
Yes.
Trump also won the Catholic vote back from Biden, who won it in 2020 with 52% of the demographic. Trump won 56% of the Catholic vote. Harris lost Dearborn, Michigan. It is widely believed that Harris and the Democrats didn't aggressively call out the anti-Semitism that swept the country following October 7th.
Say it again, KJ. How many times Trump?
Trump won 56% of the Catholic vote. I mean, so again, we're talking about people of faith. We're talking about these people, the Jewish community that
Arab community.
Protests at these Ivy League campuses. Jewish professors and students couldn't even get onto campus. And Kamala Harris and the Democrats continue to support it. They did not push back against it.
One of the things that I thought was interesting about Michigan and the Arabs who live in Dearborn, here's the thing. You can't play both sides publicly in this world where the media is so flat, right? So you hear her say to the Jewish people, I'm going to make sure that the state of Israel is protected. I am a friend of, we're going to be great allies. And then a couple of days later, she's speaking to Arab people saying, well, the fighting is going to stop in Gaza. You can't play both sides of the aisle when you are running to be president of the United States. It's going to get reported. It's going to get picked up by X. And no one trusts you.
Right.
Not only just the Jews and the Arabs, but everybody's going, well, wait a minute. Didn't she just say that she really likes black men? Does she really? Because these two people she's told lies to, she's lying to me too.
And one thing America and its president, or the president, the representative, should not do is play with terrorists.
Absolutely.
You don't give terrorists the idea or even the inkling that you're going to be soft with them. No, you do what you need to do with terrorists, and you tell them, if you do X, your ass will be blown up. Your ass will be grass. You will be effed.
Yeah.